Better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will take it to heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by a sad countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall.
The back shoulder and making the catch. His door set to set up a first down and goal. Threw it over James Bradbury.
Did you see that?
Threw it over James Bradbury. They have not scored a single point on an opening drive this season. Second and
The throw, but they were going to really have to control things up front.
the gun. Gives the ball to the rookie. Damien.
So pursue them with your tempest, and frighten them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Lord.
Here, Mills
Come on,
down
boys.
the sideline and open there.
Oh, no.
Cause of laziness the building decays, and through idleness of hands the house leaks.
The gun gives the ball to the
This time loses the ball. And the Coriano.
What? Come on, man!
We interrupt this trivial program to bring you warnings of a massive superstorm. It's a life and death situation.
Right in the middle of what I was...
Life and death.
Can you believe this guy? It ain't rained out here my entire life.
And I mean
Ugh.
death. This is a message for all households highly.
Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the open squares. She speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? For scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Everyone, all households must seek adequate shelter from one who can provide it.
There we go. That's better.
up front. Gives the ball to the rookie, Damian Pierce out of Florida.
Hey! Hey, man, I was watching that.
Did you not hear that guy? We didn't build this house sturdy enough.
Come on, man. That guy ain't know what he's talking about. Rain out here ain't ever been a big deal, okay? That guy's nuts.
I'm telling you, we're sitting ducks out here.
Oh, stop worrying. He don't know what he's talking about. No need to work yourself up.
Maybe we could prop some of this up.
Look, you're working yourself up over nothing. Why don't you come over here and sit down? Have yourself a little wine.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you this storm's gonna be the worst. And look around you, this isn't gonna hold. Listen to this. The curse of the Lord is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the house of the just.
Are you saying we wicked?
Yes. Isn't it obvious? We're building with the wrong stuff.
Nah, you crazy, man. Look, I tell you what's wrong. You reading too much. That's what's wrong with you.
Wait, what? No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you is, man. Look, I put this house together with my own blood, sweat, and mojo. I can't leave, okay? Now get out of my face with that. I don't want to hear that no more.
Come on. We've got to get out of here. Who cares about all this stuff?
Look, man, I'm busy.
There isn't much time. We've got to find shelter.
If you so dang worried about it, why don't you just go? Scat! Get out of here, huh? I'm trying to enjoy my show here now. Good riddance.
Control things up front.
All right. Come on, Titans, let's go. Hey, yeah!
Sir, a good sir. A little late in the day to be running out, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I am heading out, because there's an approaching storm that's about to obliterate this forsaken place.
Oh, settle yourself, young man.
There's absolutely nothing to fear in this household. All is well. No reason to make a stink.
Well, actually, I've been reading and...
Yes. I heard your declaration. Cursed be the house of the wicked! Oh! I read the same as you, dear child. Now, allow me to impose an inquiry of you, dear boy. Behold! Would you say that this sumptuous delight is cursed? Oh, why no! It would be silly to assume so. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for calamity. To give you a future and a hope. And look, there it is, the blessings of God. We have done right by God, my lad. He has given abundantly. You only live once. Live like you mean it.
You need to open your eyes. Look around. This place has no foundation. The walls could collapse at any second, and the winds are picking up. This place is a death trap. Proverbs chapter 3 says that the Lord's curse is on the house of
the wicked, but he blesses the hand of the righteous man. I am not like that idle wretch over there. I have accomplished the work, and God helps those who help themselves.
Listen to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 11.
My Lord and my respect.
will not be questioned and will not be overstated.
My blessed way is obvious to all who dine with me in this house of festivity.
But if it is not obvious to you, then maybe you should open your eyes.
Listen to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 11. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and like a high wall in his own esteem. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. He who answers a matter before he hears it, it is folly and shame to him.
Insolence! You dishonor my good name! You desperate fool! You count a man of God with the proud! The fruitful works of my hands are my just due, and the fatness of my table are deserved.
This is no time for celebrating. We've all neglected our duties, and we're in terrible danger because of it. We need to go find shelter before it's too late.
You have insulted my integrity for the last time. Begone! No more of your nonsense. And don't return until you have decided to show more the proper respect.
So pursue them with your tempest, and frighten them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Lord. Do not be overly wicked, nor be foolish. Why should you die before your time? Do not be overly righteous, nor be overly wise. Why should you destroy yourself? For he who fears God will escape them all.
Lord, please help me.
The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe.
Are you looking for shelter? Yeah. You built this? By the book. You've got one too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You found stone? It was all provided by God. You read that book, don't you?
Woe to you, O land, when your king is a child, and your princes feast in the morning. Blessed are you, O land, when your king is the son of nobles, and your princes feast at the proper time. For strength, and not for drunkenness.
Yes, I read. You read about that storm and believed it, didn't you? Yeah. How did you know that? Well, you being out here and all. Everyone who believes makes their way out here. And that good name you were seeking? This is it. Here, let me read something for you.
A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common: the Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches, honor, and life.
Come now. The storm is almost upon us. Now is the time to rest and eat. Thank you very much. Don't thank me. God has given the solid foundation in the name of His Son. All thanks and glory be to Him. Now come.
Hello, friends. I hope that illustration helped you to understand what it actually means to fear the Lord. It simply means that you should approach Him with an humble heart and a moldable heart. An attitude that is asking for the Lord's help to lead and guide us with the understanding that we don't know how to walk at all. He will make Himself a father to the one who humbles himself like a child. God teaches us that sin will not stand forever. And then He shows us in His Word that we ourselves are participating in and joining ourselves to its inevitable and just destruction. We witness the devastating effects of man's heart every day in this world. Sin is the house that we have built, and it won't last. However, He does allow it to stand for a little while for our sakes. Let me read you something Paul told the Greeks as he was preaching in their places of speaking. This is in Acts 17, verses 26 through 28. It says, "And He has made from one blood every nation of men to dwell on all the face of the earth, and has determined their pre-appointed times and the boundaries of their dwellings, so that they should seek the Lord in the hope that they might grope for Him and find Him, though He is not far from each of us. For in Him we live and move and have our being, as also some of your own poets have said, for we are also His offspring." The Lord leads His children that are willing to hear His voice to the everlasting house. And that everlasting house is our Savior, Jesus Christ the Lord. So how does He prod us and get us to start moving towards His Son? Galatians chapter 3, verse 24 says, "The law was our tutor to bring us to Christ." Law and Christ is the entire counsel of God. The two men who stayed in the house of feasting were two examples. One rejected His entire counsel, and then the other rejected part of it. When people do this, they may not realize it, but they're actually building themselves something, and it's basically a shelter of lies. And they're not abiding in the truth that God has given to men. And whenever they have to stand before the King of Kings and answer for their wrongdoings, that shelter is not going to hold up. Ezekiel chapter 13, verses 12 through 14 says, "Surely when the wall has fallen, will it not be said to you, where is the mortar with which you plastered it? Therefore thus says the Lord God, I will cause a stormy wind to break forth in my fury, and there shall be a flooding rain in my anger, and great hailstones in fury to consume it. So I will break down the wall you have plastered with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that its foundation will be uncovered. It will fall, and you shall be consumed in the midst of it. Then you shall know that I am the Lord. This is a warning to everyone. All men will have to stand before God one day. Be sure that your feet are firmly planted on something stable. And that stability is found in Jesus Christ, because he is the foundation of all our righteousness. If our feet aren't firmly planted there, we won't be able to stand. So I encourage you to trust him and obey his command. And what is his command that I'm referring to? It's found in 1 John 3, verse 23. This is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of his Son Jesus Christ and love one another, as he gave us commandment. When the sinner obeys this command, God is able to show us mercy, because Christ was the only righteous man, and he was able to pay the sin debt perfectly, and he showed that sacrificial love for us when he died on the cross. And through his self-sacrificial love demonstrated on the cross, we are able to obtain his righteousness. His righteousness is now applied to us. God's wrath will come one way or the other. Remember, if the fear of the Lord doesn't grip you in the beginning, then you end up constructing for yourself a wall of lies. We attempt to escape God's wrath ourselves, and we have no power to do this. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 8 says, "No one has power over the spirit to retain the spirit, and no one has power in the day of death. There is no release from that war, and wickedness will not deliver those who are given to it." So run to him. Don't flee from his presence and hide in your sin. His gracious offer of forgiveness is there for anyone who wants it. For all of those who fear the Lord, it's there. Whosoever will follow and learn from Jesus Christ himself, he will give them the tools, the knowledge, and the supplies to build a house that will last. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. The excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. We preach Christ crucified, to the Jews a stumbling block, and to the Greeks foolishness, but to those who are called both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God.